I decided to make a video about the worst roller coasters that I've ever ridden. And the reasons could be because they were quite boring, they could be overhyped, or just plain rough. The first roller coaster on the list is Falcon, also known as Falcon. It is only one of few wooden roller coasters made by SNS worldwide, and I can see why and feel why after I've ridden it 3 times. The ride is actually one of the signature attraction at Forbes Sommerland in Denmark. It stands 65.6 feet, and that is approximately 20 meters high. Falcon hits a top speed of 46.6 miles per hour, and that is approximately 70 kilometers per hour. But man oh man, I have a love-hate relationship with this ride, because the wooden roller coaster Falcon gives awesome airtime, but it is incredibly rough at some points. The first turn after the airtime hill actually gave me a huge headache, and some of the profiling, it looks like something I've made in Roller Coaster Tycoon. And please don't sit in the back row, because this is gonna shake. I was dumb enough to take 5 rides on this coaster in a single day, and it actually cured my headache. It was so rough it could cure me. And the ride ends with a final helix. You can see the ride shaking. I think this ride could make a margarita for me. The Falcon should be a bartender instead of a wooden roller coaster. That's my opinion. But it still has great ejector airtime, and that's my problem with the Falcon. It's a love-hate relationship between me and him. Now let me introduce you guys to one of my biggest disappointments when I was in Netherlands. Yep, you're looking at Goliath. Goliath is located at Walibi, Holland in the Netherlands, and it is 153 foot high and has a top speed of 65.9 miles per hour. But this doesn't make it a great coaster. I expected this to be a solid Intamin roller coaster with airtime, but it wasn't. It is nowhere near some of the Superman clones. The first drop in the back row and the last camelbacks are the only elements giving decent airtime. The first huge camelback after the first drop, it gave nothing. And then there's just filler elements like the S-bends and the turnaround section. It's boring. And I see many roller coaster enthusiasts, they put this coaster very high and they say it's an underrated ride, but I don't understand why. It could be having a bad day, the day I was there, or it could be because I rode Untamed 20 times before visiting this coaster. Now let's take a quick visit to PortAventura World in Spain, because in the western themed area there's a big space where 2 garbage wooden roller coasters is standing. Yes, I'm talking about the Stampeder wooden roller coasters. Stampeder is made by CCI. It is 84 feet high and it reaches a speed of 46 miles per hour. And yes, the only positive things about these coasters are the first drop and the laterals on the turns. But no, I don't think Stampeder is that rough compared to other coasters on this list. It just nearly tried to kill me on the bottom of the first drop. It felt like I hit a pothole and my bum hurt really bad after the first ride of this coaster. And it actually happened a second time on a double down and I felt it through my spine. That is my overall problem with this ride. It is quite rough and it tries to kill me. Am I the only one who gives Stampeder hate? Let me know in the comments. And of course I had to include a Vekoma SLC on the list, and this is the worst one I've ever ridden. Limit, also known as Toxic Garden. It had a retheme in 2023 at Heide Park in Germany, but the retheme didn't change anything about the ride layout. It still has the same awful trains and the track is still as janky as it has ever been. Let us quickly go over the major problems with Vekoma SLCs. The biggest one is the shoulder guards. They are awful because the train is shaking. You hit your head several times on the shoulder guards unless you tighten your body as tight as you can and hold on to your dear life. Oh my god, will I make it out alive? No, I don't think so. That is genuinely how I feel when I've ridden Limit or so-called Toxic Garden now. It gives me a headache every time and it destroys my day. Last but not least, we have a defunct coaster, and it is Serpant at Busch Gardens, Tampa in Florida. Sand Serpent was a Mach Ride roller coaster. The model was the Wild Mouse, and I can tell you this mouse was pretty wild. The coaster was only 45.9 feet and it reached 28 miles per hour, but that didn't matter. The brakes made the roller coaster train stop immediately, and it just killed the vibe and the intensity of this Wild Mouse. All the brakes felt like a minor car crash going 5 miles per hour, and it was just uncomfortable for your head. Once we hit a decent amount of speed on Sand Serpent, we hit the brakes and it just stopped the fun, and that's why I think it was so funny and funky to ride every time. And I can really see why no one wanted to ride this in Busch Gardens Tampa. Let me know in the comments if you like this video and if you want to see more of this type of video. Bye bye.